Hey everybody, we're about to head up to the cabin. I'm at the Piney here in East Tennessee, and it's pretty hard to see at the camera, but if you pan up, the mountains have got snow on them and the trees are beautiful. About to head up and start working on the cabin. Just want to show you the country that we live in. Figured I'd show everybody the Piney just a little bit more. Really blessed to be here. We've got good trout fishing here too. And we're on a delayed harvest, which makes it really nice for fishing. And right there is the river gauge that we used to kayak that I painted a couple years ago. More like 10 years ago plus. Everybody that wants to live in the mountains and off-grid, but this is part of it. We constantly fight our roads up here. Last year we had a 16-inch rain. It took the road out. They fixed it. Now it's collapsing again. And wait till I show you the other collapse. And both sides of the mountain have collapsed roads too. Our main thoroughfare on both sides. It's a constant battle. Here's you a good view. Nothing but mountains in the background, and they're covered in snow if you can see it. Here's the other collapse, and I mean, it's just probably 300 yards up the road. It's constantly going on up here. One more rain event and we'll probably lose our road. And this is the county road. You can see the snow in the background. Still heading up to the cabin. This is just one of my favorite farms. It's gorgeous here. And in the very background, the camera's not going to pick it up good, but the Piney over there has just a ton of snow on the caps. And we're crossing the creek now. I've got a gauge here that I installed to know how the river's running, but it looks like we had another flood. And I'll wind up moving this gauge to know how high the creek is, and I'll move it over to this tree over here that you see right there. And just to give you an idea why I want to know what the river's doing here, the creek, we've lost our bridge twice here. And it's clogged up again. So what I do is I get a grapple and I start cleaning out the culverts. If I don't, it clogs up, and then you can see that it really piles up high here. And there's the truck. That's our eco diesel. Love the mileage. This is still on the drive to the cabin. We're probably less than a quarter to eighth of a mile away from the cabin. The Cumberland Trail comes through here. It's pretty cool. They just we gave them permission to come in here to use access to cut the trail. The trail comes right through here and it crosses the road. I plan on here putting a spring box in so hikers can have some water while they hike. And that's pretty cool. Here we are at the cabin. There's the shop. There's our tractor, the new grapple on it, the old deer stand, outdoor shower, composting toilet. Come up on the deck. There's the wind turbine parts that are going to be going up. our Royal King heater. There's some of the solar panels, so thank goodness I'm making power. So snow's off of it. There's going to be our new garden spot. And there's the view. Smokies are in the very background. I'll give you one more view. There's the front door. There's where our generator's at. This is going to be water totes for the ram pump coming from our spring. And here's more of the garden spot. Now a little Boy Scout. Now a little Boy Scout juice. And this is an EPA stove, so I've got to keep the door open a little bit till it starts drawing heat. And after it draws heat, I can close the door. And I didn't think I'd like this stove, but I love it. I've cleaned the flue pipe twice, and it was a waste of time. It was almost factory fresh. I'm amazed by how efficient this stove is. I got it at Tractor Supply. So there you go. Fire. We've got propane backup for the battery bank. We also use it for us, but the propane's really handy and it's on a thermostat. I'm using two 100-gallon tanks, but I'll be honest, you can't beat a fire. And with this wood stove, I added one thing to it. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a water tank here on the back. It's pretty handy. I've turned the light on. Yeah, we've got power up here. But that works out really good. Like I said, this is an EPA stove, and I love it. Thought I'd show the kitchen real quick. And one of the things that I did here, went with 12-volt lighting, automotive. That's a 500 watt microwave. Don't go any bigger than that unless you just really want to kill your battery bank. And then here's the hood range. It's an RV hood that I really modified so I can make it work with LED lights. There's the wood stove, and this is the Boss of the Swamp ice box. I'm proud of it. That pink you see, that's an opening to the outside. Of course, we're in the south. It's got to be the really dead of winter for this to work, but it works really good for keeping bread from molding too. And then here we are, and that's my son's first duck. And this is the kind of deer that we get off the property. Oops. Well, I changed my mind. I'm going to show you how good this works. So all I got to do, I'm doing this two-handed, kind of one-handed. I just get the squeegee and I go to the next panel, clean it off. There you go. And now with the panels clean, just came down, I'm already making more voltage, and the sun just went down for a little bit.
One eternity later.
Hey everybody, I just want to show you what we got going on at the cabin. Cooking some chicken on propane, and the reason I'm mentioning propane is I'm a huge fan of it due to the fact that it stores really well. You can keep it in the tank, and if you just make sure the tanks are in a dry spot, they'll basically keep forever, although they do have expiration dates on them that got to be re-inspected. I've got 6 100-pound tanks and 20 20-pound tanks. I got a great deal on Craigslist. They were already filled. It was an estate sale, and just found a good deal on them on Craigslist. And with that, I got them from a guy that used to be a prepper. And just to let you know, I don't consider myself a prepper out here. What I do consider is that I'm a planter. We've got 2 creeks that we have to cross, and last year we had 16 inches of rain. It was hard to get through. I was lucky I could get through, and I got to get to work. The rest of my neighbors were trapped out here for 2 weeks, so that kind of woke me up to I need to have more food on hand, and I found a good deal on that propane. I grabbed it. So if you're living off grid and you're deep in the woods, it's a good idea to keep things on hand because the store's a long way from here. And I want to just show you one other thing that I've done here. I've got a nice light here, and it is not hooked up to my battery bank. It's a Harbor Freight work light of all things that I've just got it tie wrapped to a board, and the board's screwed down to the joist, and it's really handy. So anyway, this is how I use a lot of propane here. Cooking breakfast. I want to show everybody how good this ice box is working. When our solar banks are getting low, just shut everything off. And let you look at that real quick. 35 degrees. And you can see I got an opening to the outside. Got shelves. There's the box. I got the lights off right now. I'm just trying to keep the lights down low. Thank you for watching our video, and appreciate you wanting to watch it and us sharing it with you. God bless. You take care.